rivalry weekend continues, and this evening we have a massive Midlands derby from a packed Villa Park as Wolves, top of the Sky Bet Championship since October, take on an Aston Villa side that are part of the chasing pack. Steve Bruce has won promotion to the Premier League a record 4 times, and his Aston Villa side are desperate to secure a place in the top 2 to avoid the lottery of the playoffs. A result today against their local rivals and league leaders Wolves is vital if they're going to close the gap to Cardiff in second. A comfortable victory at Ellen Road midweek ended a run of 3 games without a win for Wolves. And today, Nuno Espirito Santo's side could go 6 points clear at the top of the table and take another step closer to a return to the Premier League. Victories for Hull, Middlesbrough, Millwall and QPR today, but the key games at the top of the table are Fulham getting a late winner at Preston and Cardiff beating Birmingham 3-2. So Fulham move up to third on 68 points. Cardiff go on to 73. Steve Bruce's men 7 points off second now. Wolves can go 6 ahead of Cardiff and 11 clear of Fulham in third. So the pressure off Wolves after that midweek win, but for Aston Villa the pressure well and truly on to try and stay close to Cardiff and that second automatic promotion place. Alongside me for this evening's big game, Lee Hendry and Keith Andrews. We'll get their thoughts in just a moment's time, but first, the managers speaking to Jonathan Oakes.
Steve, you've been in great form lately, but is this a day when you need to be at your very best to get a result?
Oh, we'll certainly have to play well. I mean, they're a very good side. They've proved that from day one. You know, they're already on 76 points with some 10, 11 games to go. So we will have to be at our best, but big crowd behind us. We're playing well ourselves. So let's hope we can do the stuff.
Special because it's a derby. The table doesn't mean anything. It's the West Midlands derby, and it means a lot to us and to our fans. So we're going to go for it. It means a lot. It's a big game.
How do you get a win here? Only one team have come here and won in the Championship so far this season.
Being first of all trying to perform well, then being very solid, and knowing that we're going to face a very good team. Humble enough to recognize that sometimes we're going to defend, and then do the game that we want to do. Play good football, enjoy the game, and go for the goal. We want to can play with this identity of wanting to win.
Are they still catchable if you can beat them today?
Well, I don't think anybody will ever give up. It's not the Championship. And when you see the likes of Fulham and Cardiff, who looks as if they both won today, they haven't give up. So, you know, it's all to play for still. You know, we've got 10 games to go. You know, practically a quarter of the season. So, you know, with a tickly bit starts, and let's hope we've got enough experience. Let's hope we can go and play well today and see if we can get the win.
Lee, the tickly bit starts, otherwise known as squeaky bum time as well. I mean, Fulham and Cardiff both winning today, 7 points from second now. Just how big a game is this for Villa?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it and I listen to what Steve Bruce says, and I think he's got to forget the Wolves, where Wolves are. I think he's got to keep in touching distance on Villa's squad. I've got to keep in touching distance with Cardiff. The results today obviously speak for themselves, but I think today's a vital game. Fulham are in great form, Cardiff, but I really think, you know, Villa Park's a fortress again. I think it'll be a tough game for Wolves, but they need to keep in touching distance with that the top 2 that's above them.
And Keith, any questions of Wolves faltering? Did we pretty much put that to bed midweek?
Yeah, to a degree. I think it'll be a far greater test here today against an Aston Villa side. Before that game on Wednesday, I have to be completely honest and say I was worried. The manner in which they lost to Fulham really worried me. I thought the intensity levels collectively were really down. So you're wondering, is this enduring season really getting to certain players? But the manner in which they played against Leeds the other night, all over, was very, very impressive.
Excellent against Leeds. Have they got even better now with the return of Ruben Neves?
There was no doubt he's coming back into the team. It was always going to be who for. I feel a little bit sorry for Saiz, but Ndiaye was very, very impressive. Neves is the best passer of the ball in the division. He is a class act. Took to the division like a duck to water. A lot of talk about, you know, the dealings, the transfer dealings with the agent side of things. But I'm a huge fan of his. He's going to provide the ammunition this evening.
And what about for Villa and Jack Grealish as well, Lee? His first start since we were here in the derby against Birmingham, where he got a man-of-the-match performance. The next 2 games, he only picked up 1 point from the following 6. How key is it he's back?
Well, I mean, that was my worry, that when Jack got injured, I mean, Adoma got injured too, and I was a bit worried for this Villa squad. With the 2 of them missing, they've been so inspirational this season, especially Adoma with his goals. But Jack, since he's come back from his injury, he's been an absolute breath of fresh air. I mean, we talk about Neves. This boy can open defences up, and he's so key in Villa's attacking form this evening, because I look at how he's going to break down that back 3. Graben's got to certainly stretch him as much as he can, obviously Hogan not being in there, and I think he's got to get up alongside him and try and join in as much as possible. So the more that he has the ball, and the likes of Snodgrass making that 2 up top with Graben, I think he's so inspirational today.
Well, Aston Villa have won 9 of their last 11 games. They are unbeaten here at Villa Park in 9. Wolves have the best away record in the Championship and are, as it stands, the best team in the division. The unstoppable force against the immovable object. And kickoff is next. Rivalry weekend continues. A West Midlands derby in the Sky Bet Championship. The bigger picture for these two is that Aston Villa are needing a win to go back to 4 points in the second automatic promotion spot. The Wolves looking to go 11 points from third. Lee, great atmosphere here at Villa Park. I mean, Steve Bruce has somehow turned Villa Park into a fortress, and what was certainly not the case not that long ago. How important will they be today?
Oh, I mean, you look round in this, I mean, the fan base is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it just reminds me of the Birmingham City game. I know it's a derby this evening, but I mean, look, it's a packed out Villa Park, just like it used to be, and that feel around the place.
Tell us what it's like to be playing in front of an atmosphere like this.
It's amazing. I mean, I've got the hairs standing up again on the back of my neck, just standing here. Just the thought of walking out in front of 38, 40,000 fans, it's phenomenal, and majority of them are Villa fans. I mean, it's a superb, absolute club which should be in the Premier League, that's for sure, and it just stakes its claim here with all the fans that are here, and we're slowly getting there with Steve. You know, he's done absolute wonders at the club from where it was.
I can just about hear you, Lee. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic, I have to say. Let's get to our commentary team of Andy Hinchcliffe and Daniel Mann.
Yes, thank you, Scott. Real pleasure to be here tonight. The all-important team news. Steve Bruce felt Villa didn't play particularly well at Sunderland despite winning with comfort, and they lost key defensive midfielder Glenn Whelan to a calf injury. That is balanced, though, by the fact that Jack Grealish is able to start for the first time in a month after a similar problem. His creative talent's no doubt crucial. There's a change of shape too, back to a familiar 4-1-4-1 or 4-3-3 if you prefer. In-form Lewis Graben leads the attack. No Scott Hogan, and Mila Jedinak comes in at the base of midfield. You could have guessed it, Ruben Neves, free of suspension, returns to Wolves midfield. Nuno immediately restoring arguably his best player to the lineup. The question really was who he'd leave out. Romain Saiz, despite a goal at Ellen Road, makes way. Alfred Ndiaye has earned the right after an outstanding run in the side recently. Well, brilliant as they were at Ellen Road on Wednesday, this man Ruben Neves still commands a place and still improves a side that produced one of the season's standout performances. Villa, though, are calling on one of their brightest midfield talents, Jack Grealish, to make his mark. Aston Villa against Wolverhampton Wanderers is live next. Well, the key tonight here at Villa Park may well be two talented left-footed players, Andy.
Yeah, both of the team's main supply line as well. Robert Snodgrass is showing exactly why Steve Bruce brought him to Villa. Quality and experience. He plays on the right, but he'll step infield to whip in those dangerous in-swinging crosses. And for Wolves, well, Barry Douglas has been a source of so many goals this season. We saw two great examples of his corner delivery at Ellen Road on Wednesday. His flat, pacey delivery from set pieces or from open play is so hard to defend.
Well, back where it all began at Aston Villa for Steve Bruce, facing Wolves with a different manager, and it is a very different prospect. Well, for once, the form team is not the one in old gold. Villa can barely do any more than they're doing in their quest for promotion. Fulham and Cardiff, though, keep winning, so monumental effort required. And today they have to better the best, who look like their usual selves at Leeds on Wednesday. The message from them, the nerves will not get the better of us.
Well, this game really does promise to be one of the highlights of the Championship season. The size of the clubs, their positions in the table, what's at stake. I do feel Villa's need is definitely the greater after those wins for Cardiff and Fulham.
Danny Bart continuing in the side.
Work what Lewis Grevin is going to have to do, playing as that lone striker. He's trying to peel off and play down the sides of the two widest Wolves centre-halves. It's incredibly hard work when you're playing on your own. Normally you have a partner to do the job on the other side. He's having to do it both sides. He's done it against Bart and against Bolly. Very hard to keep that up for 90 minutes.
Cavalero's gone hunting. It's John Terry. The slightest be bothered by the warm welcome from the Wolves supporters. Horahan broke kindly for him. Adoma. Doherty got back.
Well, Villa are a team who work very hard to get the ball into wide areas, get crosses into the box. We can see the problem that Adoma's got here. He'll give the ball away on a couple of occasions here, Wolves, but Adoma is onside, but there's not a lot to aim at. All those Wolves defenders very disciplined. Conor Cody's waiting to step in and clear his line, so it's all about movement. When the ball is wide for Villa, those wide players' teammates have to be on the move, give the wide players something to aim for.
The Villa targets there, forming an orderly queue on the edge of the box. Jedinak at the back. And Jaya tended to it, might break for Graven. Adoma's there, it's in! Adoma wants the credit! Few at Villa Park care who's got it! The important thing is they have them! And that's upset the league leaders.
Well, it's a mess of a goal, it's a real scramble, and Wolves will be kicking themselves here because they should clear their lines. The ball is played long. I think they should be winning that first header, and then there's a complete miss-kick on the edge of the 6-yard box. Is it Danny Bart? He should be clearing his lines here. That's a shocking miss. And then it just pinballs around, but they managed just to get an important foot on it to turn it over the line. It's a dream start for Aston Villa. We would have expected a strong Wolves start. We've got it from the home team. Well, that opening goal is a real shot in the arm.
Ideal start. And it was the telling touch from Albert Adoma that beat the despairing efforts of Barry Douglas on the line. And his goal glut resumes. The best scoring season.
And Wolves have done exactly that. They haven't really created any good opportunities yet. That's the challenge for them.
Horahan. It's Ruben Neves. Cody. Now Cavallero. Play by Doherty. Oh, that's enticing, that's inviting. Where will it drop? Diogo Jota. Not the prettiest, but a thing of beauty as far as Wolverhampton Wanderers are concerned. And it's Diogo Jota on hand to grab the equaliser.
Well, there's two wonderful pieces of play here from Matt Doherty. The first is quite brilliant to nutmeg his man. And then it's all about really simplicity. He just puts the ball into the most dangerous area, doesn't overcomplicate it. That is a stunning ball in. You see James Chester has actually been turned. He's facing his own goal. It's that good a ball across defenders to deal with. It's so difficult. And then Sam Johnson can't react to it quickly enough. The ball is bundled over the line, but the work of Doherty here, the way he just gets his head up and says, right, I'm not going to be too clever, just put it into a really difficult area to defend, and Wolves, you'd have to say, deserve their equaliser.
Well, brilliant from the wing back. It's not the kind of ball you necessarily expect, but he was there, as he has been so often, to gobble up the chance. However he did enough.
It's how quickly Doherty appreciated what was happening. He saw Chester's position. Now Chester had dropped a bit deeper, he might pull that ball back into Shota, but he realised he couldn't do that. So he had to put the ball into space and give Chester something to deal with, facing his own goal.
Oh, fizz it across, and Willy Bolly stuck out a leg. And that, the last action of a pretty furious first half at Villa Park. And it was the home side who landed the first blow. No great surprise, albeit in scruffy fashion. It was Albert Adoma who did it for his 15th of the campaign. But Diogo Jota, Wolves' top gun, hit back, and at the break at Villa Park, it's 1-1.
Half-time here at Villa Park, 1-1 between Aston Villa and Wolves. Lee Hendry and Keith Andrews alongside me. Keith, a proper game of football, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely proper. Right from the first whistle, Villa started better. Clash of two styles, the two systems trying to outfox each other. Wolves causing problem in wide areas, 2v1s. Villa trying to sit into a degree. Anytime they've really expansed, it's been difficult for them because Wolves are so dangerous on the counter-attack. But probably in and around the right result, I think, at half-time.
Perfect start, though, for Aston Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They got out the traps early doors, they really did. So they started on the front foot, which they needed to against this informed Wolves side. I mean, they got fortunate with the goal. You know, Danny Bart's got to clear his lines, and I mean, it looks like he's tried to volley away and he's shanked, and it's ended up being a scrambled goal, which Adoma gets on the end of and just pokes it past Rudy, which...
Possible handball here?
I think it would have been harsh, to be honest. But I don't know if I'm speaking from it would have been harsh because it was such a scramble. There was that much going on in the box. I think it would have been harsh for the ref to give a handball.
Keith, go on.
I'm surprised there wasn't more claims. So I certainly would have been claiming for, because it does hit him, doesn't it? It's not intentional, obviously, but it does hit him. I certainly would have been claiming any of those a Wolves player.
That was bundled in, so too was 1-1.
Yeah.
But it was great play, wasn't it, down the right?
Super play. This is Wolves in a nutshell. It's down that... It's a corridor of carnage. It really is. It causes all kinds of problems.
Could St Johnson have done any better here?
Yes, and I also think Chester should have done better. I think he should have been a little bit more on his toes. The route numbers gets a little nick on it. Johnson probably should have been quicker to react to it. Could he do better? Yes, I think he could. Jota following it up really well, shows the rotation that they do after he ends up central, really good.
Yeah, I felt that there wasn't that much pace on the ball in, was there? That's why I think, like you say, Johnson should, or Chester should have done a lot better with the ball, but what a first touch to go past Taylor. I mean, we've seen that time and time again with him all season, but I mean, even this evening, it's all down this sort of right-hand side, isn't it? I mean, even going that way for Villa, I find that Adoma and Grealish are causing that Wolves side a lot of, well, especially down against Danny Bart. I think that they're causing him problems, and when them two get on the ball and they're combining well, I think that's when Villa look at their most at threat.
And did Villa have perhaps the better of the chances as well to try and make it 2-1?
Well, I wouldn't say there've been really clear-cut chances. It's been a mishmash of chances. I mean, this, for instance, we talked about this, and look how well John Terry does at the back post. It's a deep cross from Snodgrass. It falls to Chester. You'd like to see...
Adoma needs to be on his front foot a little bit more.
You look at Adoma, and I think it was Graben that didn't switch onto it. And again, this one, he's grabbing. He does so well.
What should he do?
He's got to come back across the goal. There's bodies in the box. He hits that with the pace. He's hit that at that near post, and it can go anywhere, can't it, from 3 yards out.
It has been a great game of football between two of the giants of the Sky Bet Championship. Villa started well and went one up, to the delight of Steve Bruce, but back came Wolves to show why they're the leaders. Anything is possible in the second half.
Jedinak at the back. And Jaya headed to him, might break for Graben. Adoma's there, it's in! Adoma wants the credit! Few at Villa Park care who's got it! Play by Doherty. Well, that's enticing, that's inviting. Where will it drop? Diogo Jota! Not the prettiest, but a thing of beauty as far as Wolverhampton Wanderers are concerned.
Yes, 1-1 in this West Midlands derby between Aston Villa and Wolves. A big day of football today, a big few days still to come. In the Premier League, Super Sunday tomorrow starts with Arsenal-Watford 12:30 and finishes with Bournemouth-Spurs 3:30. While the Monday night football sees Manchester City go to Stoke 7 o'clock, all on Sky Sports Premier League. Well, in the EFL, a big derby tomorrow as part of rivalry weekend as Forest play Derby. 2:15 for that one. And then on Tuesday, we're at Griffin Park. Brentford still with an outside chance of the playoffs up against Cardiff, who are relentless right now. 7:30, Sky Sports Football. Well, Villa need to win to cut the gap to 4 points from the automatic promotion places. The Wolves have the chance to go 11 points from third. Will Nuno Espirito Santo get what he wants? Find out what happens in the second half, which comes next. Let's hope the second half is as fascinating as the first. Let's get back to Andy Hinchcliffe and Daniel Mann.
Yes, let's hope so, Scott. Two sets of players can't wait to get going again. And that... Grealish. Adoma applying the squeeze as they challenge Wolves to find a way out, and they have that. And they might do more than that, but Taylor intervened. Ruben Neves points to the ball. But the referee not in agreement.
Is it because the challenge is from the wrong side to come through the back of Snodgrass here to try and get to the ball? He doesn't do an awful lot wrong. He's not trying to take the man out. He is genuinely trying to play the ball. Once Snodgrass goes down, makes up the referee's mind.
Challenge from the wrong side, always inviting the potential of a free kick against you. And the potential of a free kick for Aston Villa always high. Snodgrass's ball. Chester's there! The potential was very high indeed. A second goal in a week for the defender. And Villa lead the leaders again.
Well, it's an absolutely sensational ball in from Robert Snodgrass. He has been the supply line for a long, long time now for Villa. Look at that corridor that he's got to play the ball into. He doesn't try and pick out a teammate. Chester's just about onside. He's got goal side of Njai. But it's a wonderful ball in from Snodgrass. He's played the ball into a space, expecting Chester to anticipate that and get on the end of it. Everything is right about this. The Wolves defending is poor. I'll tell you what, it's a brilliant finish from Chester because there's so much pace on the ball. He does really well to tuck this home. From open play, I think Villa are struggling to create chances, but from set pieces with Snodgrass, you always have a chance.
Oh, he's suddenly become prolific.
There's so many free kick takers who try and pick someone out, and it's virtually impossible to do from that type of position. So put the ball into space, try and get it goal side of defenders and get your teammates rushing onto it. That's a classic example of how you should take a wide free kick.
Neves. Terry. Grealish. Adoma. Well, Graben's in there! It's him again! A man who can do no wrong in front of goal for Aston Villa. And it's a long way back for Wolves now.
Well, that from Nuno Espirito Santo pretty much says it all. He'll be disgusted by the... And Willy Boly, when you've got Graben moving across you, you've got to get to the ball first. You've got to stop the striker getting any type of touch. There's so much pace on the ball. All Graben wants to do is nudge that ball past John Ruddy. It's brilliant from Graben, but quite fantastic from Steve Bruce's side to take the game at 2-1 to Wolves and make it 3. That is a huge blow for Wolves. There's maybe hopes of getting promoted, but Villa, that is a sensational goal, it really is.
The 4th goal in 4 games for Lewis Graben. It is a long way back for Wolves, but you would never write them off with half an hour of football to be played. Develop a sudden affection for the corners of the pitch. Graben. Lansbury, Graben. Popped off him and it's Willy Boly. De Costa losing his footing. The tacky area of the pitch. Bjarnason charging through. Oh, brilliant! The Iceman coming! And it's 4 for Aston Villa.
Well, I said that Bjarnason was sent on as a conservative move. He's popped up with a goal that secures all 3 points for Steve Bruce and his team. You can see what it means as well to score 4, put 4 past Wolves. It really is something special. And just like Villa really is a team, Bjarnason is just positive. You give the ball away cheaply with the Costa slipping. Bjarnason picks the ball up, he just drives forward, he takes 1 player on, then 2. And he just opens up nicely for him. So he thinks, you know what, I might as well put me is it more of a toe bung than anything else, but it just catches John Ruddy out. Maybe he doesn't expect the shot and can't react quickly enough to make the save, but this is dreamland for Villa. Never would have expected this at all. That performance in midweek from Wolves at Ellen Road. For Villa to be this dominant to score 4, quite extraordinary.
Well, surely beyond his wildest dreams, this scoreline. Ecstasy for Steve Bruce. Lewis Graben has performed his role selflessly. And Scott Hogan comes on. A giant stride forward for Steve Bruce. If they can do this against this team, not wishing to put too much pressure on. A glorious night for Aston Villa and for Steve Bruce, taken gracefully by Nuno. His team have been soundly beaten this evening, beyond his wildest dreams. Albert Adoma started it all with a scrappy set-piece goal. Some forlorn Wolves faces. But James Chester coming up with a second, a much better set-piece goal from Robert Snodgrass's wonderful delivery. Lewis Graben keeping up his recent habits with a 4th goal in 4 games to genuinely put it beyond the league leaders. And a real bonus goal from Berke Bjarnason on as a substitute, completing it. Wolves will certainly argue long and rightly into the night at 3-1 they should have had a penalty. But that was not the turning point they hoped it would be. And he has to accept that, for once, something that has not happened very often this season at all, his team were second best. And it really does set it up for Aston Villa between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, they should have had a penalty, Wolves, but defensively, I think Nuno Espirito Santo will be very disappointed. We've not seen him so poor at the back, but well, pretty much all season. But John Terry and Aston Villa, They set their stall out, their game plan was right, their tactics were right, they worked incredibly hard individually, collectively. They thoroughly deserved the win.
Well, let's hear from two of the goal scorers with Jonathan Oakes.
How big a statement is that, James? A 4-1 win against the league leaders.
I thought it was a really good game. It caused us some problems first half. You know, certainly down there, right. It caused us some real problems, but we got to grips with it at half time, and I think in the second half there's only one team that was going to win it.
Lewis, were you aware before the game that Cardiff and Fulham had both won? Did that add to the pressure, make this an even bigger game?
I knew that Cardiff were winning. I didn't know that Fulham would result, but I think we knew that we had to try and win this game to keep in the race for automatic. So the game was important.
It's 4 goals in 4 games for you now. Have you found a real rhythm here?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'm just trying to play games and do as well as I can, always be a threat. So hopefully it turns out the way.
And 2 in 2 for you, James. Are you on a bit of a goal scoring streak as well?
Yeah, the gaffer and the assistants had a word with me before Sunderland said it's about time I got one. But it's just nice to contribute. We've probably not scored enough from set pieces that the delivery we've got, so it's nice certainly this time of season to start sticking a few in.
We know there's a weight of expectation here, but has the atmosphere changed? Is that expectancy a positive thing now?
Yeah, it's night and day from last season. You know, we really struggled from being relegated. There was an expectation that we'd go straight back up with the money we spent, and it didn't quite happen. But since the gaffer's come in, he's got a really good squad together who enjoy spending time with each other, and you can see today that they give everything for each other. And yeah, when you come to an atmosphere like this, it can only help.
And Lewis, how do you see this promotion race now? Still 2 places up for grabs?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's still open. Hopefully it'll be us. We just got to keep going.
Well done, thanks very much. Albert Adoma is the Sky Bet man of the match. If you can hand over, please, James. Thank you.
Well, just what a victory that is for Aston Villa. Not only up against the league leaders, and with many saying one of the best teams to have played in the second tier of English football, but with the pressure of Cardiff continually winning, having to keep up with them, and in the end not just winning but with a 4-1 scoreline. 10 victories in the last 12 matches, unbeaten here in the last 10 at Villa Park, winning 7 of those. And just how Steve Bruce has turned things around, especially at Villa Park. What a statement that is. Villa go back into third on 69 points and back to 4 from second place Cardiff, 7 off Wolves. Wolves still top, but just 3 points above Cardiff, who won again today for the 6th successive time. A much-needed win for Arsene Wenger in Milan on Thursday. Can Arsenal follow that up with a win against Watford? That's the first part of Super Sunday, starting at 12:30 tomorrow. Then we'll find out how much Spurs' Champions League exit has taken out of them mentally as well as physically. They go to Bournemouth, 3:30, while the Monday Night Football sees Stoke struggling badly down the bottom up against Manchester City, the last team they'd want to face. That's from 7, all on Sky Sports Premier League. From the Sky Bet Championship tomorrow in part of rivalry weekend, Nottingham Forest, Derby County. Derby aren't losing many, but they're not winning many either. Can they stop the slide? Something that seems to happen to them every year at this point of the season. 2:15 for that one. And on Tuesday, second place Cardiff. What a wonderful season they are having. Go to Brentford, 7:30, both on Sky Sports Football. And Anthony Hopkins and Ed Harris star in the first series of Sky Atlantic thriller Westworld, available now with box sets. Well, Lee, just what kind of message does that send out from Aston Villa today?
It just shows how good this league is. It really does, and what a message to send out to the top side, who have been magnificent all season, consistent, and to come to Villa Park and absolutely really be humiliated in so many ways, because I think they're the best team in the league. And Villa showed absolute character today with the results that have happened, Cardiff, Fulham, and they really showed what side they are. And I mean, you look back, I mean, last season, how bad it was, and look at the place. It's absolutely bouncing around here, and to send that message to all of them teams in and around, superb.
It was a great advert for the Championship. A better one for Villa though, wasn't it?
Villa were outstanding in the second half. They nullified everything that Wolves did well in the first half, and those wide areas, I was beginning to be a little bit worried for Villa, and doubling up with the wing backs and the Jota and Cavallero's positions in front of the back four on either side of Jedinak. That just didn't even get going in the second half. It really didn't. It was comfortable in the end, the way Villa use the nous, use the experience. Set pieces, very, very good. They got a little bit of luck at times in terms of maybe the free kick on Snodgrass. Could have had a penalty given against him, but thoroughly deserved the victory, Villa.
15 goals now for Albert Adoma. He got the first, of course, got the man of the match as well. Just how important has he become for this Villa side?
Well, I stated before the game, him and Jack have been very good this season, and you know, he hasn't scored worldy goals, but he's always in the right place, and that's what you want from your midfield. If you're getting a midfielder scoring 14, 15 goals a season, you've got someone good in your team, and it takes the pressure off the front men. And that's what he's done this evening, again, adding to his goal tally.
But at 1-1, did we think that Wolves perhaps could come on and win this game?
Very much so, reacted well, took their goal particularly well in terms of the build-up play, open, expansive football. Yes, they get a little bit of luck. Sam Johnson doesn't cover himself in glory. I also think James Chester should do better, but he certainly made up for it in terms of getting that 2-1.
You mentioned that free kick on 2-1. Was it a foul or not?
No, I think Robert Snodgrass uses all his experience in the world, I really do. He's clever. Neves is trying to get in back at him. I think he goes down very, very easily. I can see why the referee has given it, but I think they were fortunate to get it.
What about the ball in, Lee?
Oh, this sums up Snodgrass all season. He hasn't got that many assists to his name for no reason. He has been quality since he's come into this team. It was a fantastic signing from Steve Bruce, and that just shows the delivery. I mean, it's good movement, and George just switches off, and obviously it's sort of zonal marking, and it falls to Chester. First half we've seen him have half a chance that we didn't want to see, and falls to a man there, and what a great composed finish from him.
Yeah, just on Robert Snodgrass as well, it's 6 goals and 11 assists this season. Just how key is he?
I think once he got up to speed, there was never going to be any doubt about what he was going to bring to the table. Steve Bruce got the best out of him in their whole days. He's got that understanding with El Mohammadi behind him. El Mohammadi goes wide, he comes inside. He's such a clever player, and I think with the likes of Grealish in the team, they're on the same wavelength. And if they can dominate possession a little bit more, you're going to see even more goals and more assists coming from him.
How tough was the finish by Lewis Grabban for 3-1?
Do you know what I've said? I was so impressed with him this evening. His movement, he's actually showing to receive balls. But you look at his movement here, and to be fair, he's got no right to get there at all. But he just bursts for that near post. He gets in front of Bolly, and to be fair, it's a fantastic delivery from Albert out wide. But we didn't think he was going to get there, and he just pokes a leg there. Just a fantastic striker's goal, really, that you want to see. Getting across that near post. Can he get anything on it? Really, he's got absolutely no chance. But the ball makes it, and the build-up from Jack as well. I said down that left-hand side, that was going to cause Wolves a problem.
4 and 6 now for him. Some loan signing, isn't it? Sunderland's loss has definitely been Villa's gain.
Yeah, very much so. And he gives them something different. With Kodja out, he's back training now, Kodja, where they'll play a part between now and the season. I'm not sure. Very different to Hogan. Similar in terms of stature, but Grabban gives you more of a base. He's more of a physical presence. He can drop in, whereas Hogan likes to play on the shoulders. At certain games, I think they'll both play, but with Grealish just behind it there just seems a nicer balance about the team with one striker, and Grabban just gives more off the ball, I think, than Hogan does.
Icing on the cake for 4-1?
Yeah, look, by that stage, Wolves were all over the shop. They really were. The defending today from Wolves really, really disappointed me. Best defence in the league, most clean sheets. It was a far cry from what we've seen, certainly in the second half. The way Bjarnason, who, let's be honest, isn't a tricky winger, he just drops the shoulder, drives with a bit of pace, bit of enthusiasm, really clever finish. It's unorthodox the way he reacts to it. Takes Ruddy a little bit by surprise, I think, but super goal.
I just don't think he expects him to actually hit it from there, and to have that technique with that toe poking. It reminds me of Paul Merson used to do that. But it's absolutely, I mean, he's caught it so sweet. And like you said, I was disappointed with Wolves. I didn't see that reaction that I expected from them this. I mean, when they went 1-0 down, they reacted well. I just didn't see the Wolves that I've seen all season.
They had a couple of penalty shouts. What do you think of them?
I think it was a definite penalty. Absolutely. I mean, Snodgrass, the slow-mo absolutely nails it on.
Well, this is the first one.
The first one, I think it's harsh if it is.
Adoma on Doherty.
Yeah, I think he just gets a nick in front of him. It's a bit of a loose touch away, but he does get that touch away from him. Obviously, he falls on top of him, but this one is a stonewall penalty because Snoddy's got his arms out, and how the ref hasn't seen it. I mean, he's got 2 arms out and he's punching it away. It's a penalty, no doubt.
And that was a 3-1. That could have made things really interesting.
Yeah, very much so. This place would have been very, very nervy. First one, no chance for me. Second one, stone wall. And I think the referee is looking towards the congested 6-yard area and he misses it.
How impressed have you been with Aston Villa? Not just today, but over the last couple of months?
Yeah, very impressed, and I think maybe the run that Cardiff and Fulham are on has maybe taken it away from Villa. They just have that nous. They just know how to get results. In the first half, I keep saying it, I was a bit worried in terms of Wolves on the counter-attack. They shored that up. They're able to just find different players because they are very, very talented players, but it's not the same player every week producing the magic. Some weeks it's Grealish. Grealish has been missing. It's Adama popping up with that goal. In recent weeks we've seen Graben now come to the fore, and I think that's been the running theme throughout the whole season. Somebody steps up to the mark more often than not.
OK, well, if you're watching on Sky Sports Football, you will be leaving us now for La Liga action. Leaders Barcelona go to bottom club Malaga without Lionel Messi. Barca with an 8-point lead currently over second place Atletico, having a chance to make that 11 with Diego Simeone's men not playing until tomorrow. But we will be staying on Main Event to have more analysis and reaction of this game at Villa Park. And we will hear from both managers exactly what they thought of what was a big day for Aston Villa. Nuno Espirito Santo clearly not happy.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.